Use of the feet, and it is going to be exactly that. Terrific second over, delivering the big wicket of the opposition captain Indu Verma. A fine end to it, 4 successive dot balls, and with the conclusion of the 8th over, Nepal are 30 for 3.
Well, at the toss, Manisha, I asked Chai Wai, since they'd sealed the position for the global qualifiers, would she be taking things easy or would they be experimenting with things? The answer I got was a profound no. And she said, we're not going to take anything easy from this point on. We're just going to stick to our plans and try and execute it to the best we can. And I think they're doing just that as they turn to Sulipon Laumi for her second over from the far end.
Thailand would be backing themselves to put on a good show in the global qualifiers. They will be competing alongside Nepal and USA, who've come through from the Americas qualifiers. Flighted, spooned up, chance for Pancharuenkai. Nope, it falls well beyond her. But she's creating those opportunities, is leg spinner Sulipon Laumi. Thick edge flying over the wicketkeeper's head.
Yeah, absolutely. Slowing it down just enough. The batter was almost through the shot and deciding to just hold position there for the cameras, getting the leading edge and just going past Pancharuenkai.
Rocked back early, nicely fielded of her own bowling as Sulipon Laumi was struck firmly by Pooja Mahato. No mug with the bat, mind you. One of their premier batters, premier all-rounders even, vice-captain, also the skipper of the under-19 team that played that under-19 Women's T20 World Cup in Malaysia earlier this year. And she's played a fine hand in Nepal's qualification. Use of the feet, goes up in the air, fielder coming underneath it and taken. It is going to be Chanidua Sutiruang who's going to have that catch to her name as Sulipon Laumi strikes.
Well, lovely work there in the field. There was some distance that Sutiruang had to cover in order to get under that catch. The ball was up in the air for a very long time. Took the leading edge, hung in the air for quite some time, came in off the boundary, catching it just outside the inner ring. And they celebrate the 4th wicket to fall for Nepal. They have some much needed drinks brought to them. Conditions again very hot here at the 3rd Thai cricket ground.
Well, Thailand are proving far too mighty for Nepal. Did so with the bat, and now in response to this tall target of 159, they're starting to unravel. 4 wickets already down. 2 of their key batters back in the dugout. Indu Verma captain out for the first time for just 7 runs. Their vice captain Pooja Mahato departing for a duck. Only 31 on the board for the Nepal women's cricket team in this final match of the Super 3 stage as well as of the tournament here, the ICC Women's T20 World Cup Asia qualifier in the Thai capital. But the hosts are putting on quite the statement and letting out the message loud and clear. We have been the most dominant side. We have been the unbeaten side amongst these two, and we are going to finish exactly that way as the overs close out and the curtains come down on this terrific qualifying event. Oh, keeps it slightly low. Doesn't get on top of that cut shot. Does the new batter, Raj Matiari.
It's been a very commanding performance from Thailand, to say the least.
Back and across again, played it to the fielder at backward point. It's been a spectacular showing from pretty much all the 9 teams. If you look back, some terrific moments, be it Mariko Hill's spectacular catch by the boundary, or that of Sonam Chaudhan at backward point. Bhutan eking out that upset over Kuwait. Flighted, out goes the appeal. Sulipan Lami is pleading. Nishu Chaudhary is unmoved. And look at that reaction from the leg spinner. She has her hands on her head and probably telling herself, hey, umpire, perhaps that should have gone my way.
Towards the end of that, Sulipan Lami turns to the umpire and says, she does the Y in an apology for the excessive, perhaps excessive. She's very convincing. She's convinced, 100% convinced, but the person that needed to be wasn't. Nishu Chaudhary, deciding that was not out, and a run and a wicket in Sulipan Lami's second, her best bowling figures, 4 for 9 in a game, and Anicha Kamshampu will continue. They're going back to this performance from Thailand, and you did mention special performances. One that sticks out was that of Deshing Wangmo to win the game for Bhutan against Kuwait. Another dot. Anicha Kamshampu will just be happy to bowl these.
You spoke of Deshing Wangmo. I'll talk of Isha Oza's blistering century, the only one we had a chance to see in this tournament. Do not forget those 4-wicket hauls from Upadhyay and Katie Thompson. Use of the feet played into the leg side. It's been a tournament that has showcased why associate nations need those extra opportunities, because they are here to compete, sure, but they're also here to make that step up. And both Nepal and Thailand will have that opportunity in the global qualifiers, eventually competing for 4 berths left in the 12-team expanded Women's T20 World Cup 2026 that will be played in England starting 12th of June. Nicely bowled into the stumps. And it's the biggest ever Women's T20 World Cup that's going to take place. It's a reflection of the ride that women's cricket is having globally, the rapid strides being made. Cricket is also going to be part of the LA 2028 Olympics. 6 teams from men's and women's cricket apiece. Chance of a run out there. They're appealing if that was directed. Nishu Chaudhary is now stationed at square leg. Says no, she made her ground nice and easy.
I look at the youngsters in the senior women's team, and that gives you a good indication as to how secure the future of cricket is in those nations. And I think of the young Jasris and quite a few from Bhutan. In fact, Thailand have a few of their own, Nepal as well. And it's a career path for them now. They can take to cricket full time. Reverse sweep comes out. Is there some bat involved? Umpire Tabrakta nods his head, and it's always a good indication as to how these teams are set up for the future. When you take a look at the quality of the youngsters coming through the ranks, and I think most of these nations are doing really well. The credit to the ICC for giving them the platform to showcase their talent. Chantam misfields one, a rare misfield from her.
And who knows, Robert, as we close out the 10th over with Nepal on 33 for 4, one of these teams we saw competing here at the qualifiers might go on to play in that Olympic Games. Lots to look forward to as far as the future of our beautiful sport is concerned. As for now, it's time to head into a drinks break. The equation now for Nepal, 125 needed for them to get the better of the hosts, Thailand. 10 hours remaining. We'll come back with live action shortly after this interval. Well, Thailand have been the benchmark of consistency and control in this tournament. Clinical with the ball, sharp in the field and composed with the bat. And they've done exactly that across all three departments today and put themselves in a very, very strong position to finish this tournament on a high. Sulipon, allow me to continue from the commentary box end. Kunwar lofts this into the leg side. The fielder was circling underneath it. Eventually, never easy, running back. Kunwar survives. It was up in the air for a fairly long time. Nataya Bhuchatam under that opportunity. Nepal will need every piece of the rub of the green they get here against a very committed and well-rounded Thailand side. The equation now 124 required of what is left of a little under 10 overs. Wide delivery, tries getting on top of that one, takes a single, chances the arm of Nataya Bhuchatam once again. A semblance of urgency from Erdi and Kunwar, taking on the rocket arm of the Thai infielders. Kunwar uses a feet, drills this into the mid-wicket region. That's going to be a welcome boundary for not just Kavita Kunwar, but also for Nepal. Got into position early and assessed that length so well. Gave it the Humpty. Good rewards in the end. Not a lot has come by for Nepal in this chase of 159 in terms of boundary. So a timely one that. Pulled away. The ball kept low. Should be just a single run. Thailand have hunted in packs with the ball, backed each other up in the ring, and with the bat, the top order has fired. In fact, pretty much their top five entirely when it mattered. Unbeaten so far and on the brink of completing a perfect campaign. Tried dragging this from well outside off stump with the left-handed Raj Mathiari. No connection on that occasion. Street smart bowling as ever from Sulipon Laumi, the leg spinner, facing up to the left-hander now. Nicely cut away, but straight to backward point. Who was onto it like a hawk. Fanita Maya on this occasion. Laumi concludes a third over. Terrific figures so far. One with just 12 runs conceded. End of the 11th, and Nepal a 41 for 4.
Well, a lot of the mastery that you're seeing from Thailand has been a long, grueling process for them from the early days in 2007. And the fact that they are so well-oiled and accustomed to difficult situations, they go through a severe, agonizingly strict program in terms of development. And that's with 4 provincial academies that take care of grassroots development. And they've got plenty more coming through the pipeline. All the credit will go to the coaching staff who have managed to polish them and get them to where they are right now. But they'll be quite pleased with the performance. Sunita coming into the attack from the combox end.
Oh, ingenuity from Kavita Kunwar. They were up in appeal, both Sunita and wicketkeeper Nanapat Koncharenkai. Nabarakta, the umpire, not interested at all.
And as a result of that, more of the ethnic Thais have picked up cricket. Cricket Association of Thailand also doing their part, providing scholarships. That's off the toe end of the bat, on the dot. and in such promoting the idea of a student athlete. So in case, because not all of them who decide to play cricket will make it, at least it gives them the opportunity to fall back on an education. So good initiative there from the Cricket Association of Thailand as well, to ensure that those deciding to take part in cricket also secure an educational background. Driven to the wicket for a single.
Interesting that you speak of the student athlete. It's not a concept that cricket is very familiar with, but Olympic sports have routinely done that, especially countries like the United States of America, UK. When you think of the NCAA circuit, the National Collegiate System in the US, so many of their medal winners, including the maverick swimmer Katie Ledecky, has come through that system. Many of their track and field athletes. So it's good to see an associate nation doing exactly that.
That's another one, and they're chancing the arm, this time to Chanka Sutiruan. Well, and the other thing to that is, the upside to that is, student athlete, is that it makes for smarter athletes.
Because in today's day and age, you cannot afford to live in a bubble, the so-called athlete's cocoon. You need to think of a post-playing career and start doing so early. And while we applaud the Thai cricketing system that is nurturing so much talent across the men's and the women's game, especially in women's cricket, we must also take a moment to appreciate and acknowledge the efforts of the ground staff we've seen across this 21-match 12-day tournament, Robert.
Well, an extension of gratitude to everybody involved in this tournament, including the ground staff. Pitching outside leg stump there, that was, shy the stumps. Backing up is good from Chai. So leg by signaled. And, torrential rain that we had at the start of the tournament, there they are. They've worked overtime, bringing on extensive covers to ensure that we somehow managed to get the group stages done.
They're the real unsung heroes in my book, because we've seen over half a dozen washouts, but they've worked tirelessly to keep the show going. So very important when you do not have control over the elements, right? And in a tournament where the stakes are so high, not least for the home team, they have worked day in and day out amid relentless rain and soaked outfields. Give us full games, thrilling contests. But hey, thanks also to the Rainbirds for showing some mercy in the Super 3 stage. No washouts, no rainfall so far.
Absolutely, don't take anything for granted. Least of all, high weather. We're in the middle of our summer. It's supposed to be one of the hottest months. We had quite a bit of rain during this tournament, but the Super 3 phase of the tournament has gone, touch wood, untouched.
No wonder we are having to utter and indeed touch wood, because things can change in the blink of an eye, as I've learned as a non-local visiting Thailand and Bangkok for the first time in my life. I've had experience of traveling by car to the stadium and running into a patch of clouds, sudden showers, only to complete that 100-meter mile and seeing no rainfall whatsoever.
This one's pulled into the leg side of the front foot. Will this be a single? And early on in the tournament, I believe it was the first game, Anisha, you asked me what my favorite dessert was, Thai dessert. Didn't give you a very good answer, just gave you my favorite. Have you had an opportunity to go out and try some Thai dessert?
I did. Coconut pudding is the answer.
So this one's tucked into the leg side, so not far off from my recommendation. I recommended coconut ice cream. You went for coconut pudding. Glad you enjoyed that. And there is obviously the country's favorite, mango sticky rice with a little bit of coconut milk.
I can tell you, I have done justice to all the spice on offer across several Thai fare that I could order online or take in at the restaurants.
Well, Looking for a drop and run there. Onisha Kamchampu gives the batters the stare down.
This is very disciplined showing again with the ball from Thailand, keeping it so very tight as the game starts slipping through the hands of Nepal.
Straight to Chandam, and as previously recorded, it will be a dot ball.
And what a statement it would be, assuming that they do go on to clean this up in style and finish with a win.
Konjarankai, the other half centurion in today's game, still not done with it.
Not done yet. She's herring across to stem those singles.
Well, that's the bowling card for Thailand. Dipacha Putawong picking up 3 from her 2 overs. They had given a rest. Odisha come from 2, 1 for 10 from her 3. Philippon Laumi 1 for 15 from her spell of 4 overs. That was disgracefully concluded. Sunida Saturong Ratana and Chanida Sudirwang yet to pick up a wicket.
Looks like Narumal Chaiwan is considering the options available at her disposal. Plenty to play with as far as fielders and bowling options are concerned, and looks like one of their players are going to walk off the field needing some medical attention.
That looks like Nataya Buchatam, who also scored a half century. It was a labouring innings at the top of the order, opened the innings, did exactly what was needed of her, got Thailand off to a very good start, scored a half century. Sunida looking for a quick single. Well, there was an early call, and that is Chanida Sudirwang at the backward point.
Well, she was diving, literally and figuratively, turning the turf into a bit of an aquatic arena.
Chanida
Really well.
Sudirwang renting out the Laumi corner from Sulipon just for a bit.
How did that miss, Robert?
Well, that's anybody's guess. And, looking to give that a big hoik into the leg side and missing it entirely. Down the ground, it's in between the 2 fielders. Good footwork. That is Abhisara on the mid-wicket boundary.
Just when you start talking about multiple spots, outcome footballing skills from the Thai camp. We saw Suvanan Kyoto do the same in that very cordon. Deep mid-wicket, unfortunately not playing today, missing out on an injury, suffered in that very position.
We're being told it's not a serious injury, it's just a sprain of the ankle, so she should be okay. Hard hitting batter and also wicket keep from Kyoto. So she'll be looking for a quick recovery and time for a spot back in the playing 11. Second driven straight to Chamtam, miscommunication there, and well, Konjarankai in the end providing the run courtesy of an overthrow.
And letting go of a run-out opportunity, not something you see from the Thailand fielders often. She had given the bowler the charge, and it was not the Kanchantam with that throw. Nay, Koncharoenkai run all over it, eventually missed the stumps, to the wicket-keeper.
Oh, down the ground, was that off the hand? And yes, it's ricocheted onto the stumps. Well, I think she surprised herself as well. We've seen quite a few of these dismissals where the non-striker is backing up And the bowler just getting a slight touch on the ball. Umpire Tabarakda in very good positions there. And that is very unfortunate for Kavita Kunwar at the non-striker's end.
Run out opportunities and back-to-back deliveries. This time, nicely deflected by Sunitha Chaturang Ratna and Kavita Kunwar. The top scorer on the day has to depart for just 24 runs, but a good hand this comes to an end as Rubina Chetri, former skipper, labors her way onto the field. The body language is something of a giveaway, Robert, as to whether or not Nepal are fancying themselves to make the most of this opportunity and get the better of this chase.
Mind you, she suffered a knock while she was fielding in that extra cover and mid-wicket region where she normally goes in and out of. And perhaps that's the reason for the body language. But you're right, 52 for 5, 14 overs gone, 107 required from 36 legal deliveries. Walking out to the middle can be quite the daunting task. Rubina Chetri has been there so many times.